Hi, I'm Jordan Visser, and I'll be looking at Combination Job Analysis Method, abbreviated as CJAM. What is CJAM? Combination Job Analysis Method is a hybrid method that combines parts of different work and worker-based methods. CJAM combines parts of the Functional Job Analysis, the Task Inventory Comprehensive Occupational Data Analysis Program, and parts of the Job Element Method, mainly looking at human attributes in regard to personnel selection. CJAM looks at what gets done at a job and how by focusing on two main components, tasks and KSAOs. Task statements are developed and rated on their importance to the job, and KSAOs are developed based on those tasks and then rated on their importance to job performance. CJAM uses scale ratings and SME input to help develop selection methods and training programs for organizations. CJAM has been successfully used across many contexts, and a modification was even made to help create and develop minimum qualification requirements. Looked at 14 different job types and came up with the education and experience needed to qualify for one of those jobs. How does it work? In Combination Job Analysis Method, task statements and KSAOs are developed and rated through various meetings. These meetings typically consist of about 5 to 7 workers, also known as subject matter experts, and about 2 of their direct supervisors. The first of these meetings is the task generation meeting. At this meeting, the selected group of SMEs begin to develop a list of tasks based on the job under analysis. The definition of tasks are provided to the group along with a few examples of each task. The group members prepare individual lists consisting of approximately 50 tasks, and then the lists are reviewed and combined, removing any duplicates or adding any missing tasks. The group leader then reviews the list, edits it, and then comes up with a condensed list of about 30 to 100 tasks. The second meeting is the task rating meeting, where the list developed at the first meeting is reviewed. Each group member then rates each task individually. The current version of CJAM uses 2 scales to rate these tasks, looking at task difficulty and criticality. Each task should be rated based on the job in general and not on one's specific personal experiences. So the CJAM rating scale is below. Task difficulty is on a scale of 1 to 7, from easiest to most difficult of the task, and then criticality is on 1 to 7, looking at the criticality of the consequences. So, not important to extremely important. The third step in this process is the analysis of task importance. Based on the ratings from the task rating meeting, the group leader calculates a task importance value for each individual task. This is computed by taking the sum of the task difficulty ratings and the criticality ratings and giving an overall task importance value. So task difficulty plus criticality equals task importance value. This process is repeated for every task, and the values range from a minimum of 2 to a maximum of 14. Tasks are then ordered on a list from most important to least important. Task difficulty can be defined as difficulty in doing a task correctly relative to all other tasks within a single job. And criticality can be defined as the degree to which an incorrect performance would result in negative consequences. Group meetings are also held for developing KSAOs. This meeting is split into a morning session and an afternoon session. The sessions consist of 5 to 7 SMEs. Could be the same group from the task meetings, doesn't have to be. The morning session consists of the SMEs reviewing the task statement list. Definitions and examples of KSAOs are given, and the group generates a list of KSAOs for the listed tasks from the task meetings. The members also look at different factors such as basic sensory and physical requirements that would be needed to perform each task. The goal is to develop a list of 30 to 100 KSAOs. The afternoon session consists of reviewing the wording of the KSAOs from the morning session and making revisions if needed. Each member then rates the KSAOs on the scale shown to the right. So A, is the KSA or O necessary for newly hired employees, yes or no? Is the KSA or O practical to expect in the labor market, yes or no? To what extent is trouble likely if this KSA or O is ignored in selection as compared with the other KSAOs? on a scale of 1 to 5. And then to what extent for different levels of the KSAO distinguish the superior from the average worker compared with other KSAOs, also on the same 1 to 5 scale. The final product is a list of all the KSAOs with their corresponding ratings. An example of the CJAM method was from a group looking at the U.S. Postal Service. This firm held 4 meeting sessions over a 2-day span. They used 8 subject matter experts, ranging from executive level management to current job incumbents, such as mail carriers. Meeting 1 was to assess the preliminary findings of the firm doing the analysis and to hold an open discussion with the subject matter experts to compare and contrast those findings. Meeting 2 focused on SME input about recommended training efforts for that job. Meeting 3 focused on the SMEs addressing the organizational facilities, supplies, budgets, and other physical limitations of the job. And the 4th meeting focused on SME discussions about expectations of employee performance before, during, and after training. This example shows the processes of using meetings of SMEs to gain input and information about the job by splitting them up and gaining their input on tasks and KSAOs. Some advantages of the combination job analysis method are the use of SMEs in creation of task statements and KSAOs. This could be beneficial since the subject matter experts are simply that, they're subject matter experts. They know the daily tasks done at the job and could be very helpful in thinking of tasks that outsiders may not. Another benefit of this method is that the tasks and KSAOs created could be used to develop more efficient training programs for these jobs. Tasks can be used directly based on their importance ratings because they are more concrete observations. Some concerns with this method could be the potential bias in the rating process. Even though tasks and KSAOs should be based off the general job, some SMEs may rate certain tasks differently based on personal experience. Standardizing the rating process and facilitating the group discussions could help combat bias. Another concern could be that since this method relies heavily on group meetings, finding a time and place that works for everyone could be difficult and delay data collection. Another concern that relates to KSAOs and their ability to be used towards selection or training processes is the 3 criteria that have to be met in order for a KSAO to be used. There has to be a clear majority. So there has to be a clear majority that a KSAO is necessary for a newly hired employee, a clear majority that a KSAO is practical to expect in the labor market, and there has to be a 1.5 or higher average rating on Treble Likely Scale. So that is the combination job analysis method, and these are my references. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.